So you might be wondering what this wee tool here is. This is a refractometer, and it measures the Brix within plants. So that tells you the amount and quality of the sugar that you have in your plant tissues. It's a great wee tool to have with you out on the farm, and it can tell you quite a few different things. A good way of using it that I find is that if you are wanting to figure out whether you're actually creating an environment for your plants and pasture species that you actually want, or the weeds. So you do a refractometer test and tell whichever's got the higher Brix will indicate the environment or the ecosystem that you've created and who's going to flourish going forward. Another way to do it is if you're into your foliar fertilisers, you can use it to do a couple of tests of the liquid fertiliser that you're going to put on against the control and see which one is actually going to raise that Brix level by at least 1 within 24 hours. If it pushes up by at least 1, then you've got something that's going to benefit your soil and the crop or pasture that you're going to put it on. If it drops it, then definitely don't use it, and then it's quite a great tool just from a few points of view. Very common to be used in viticulture and horticulture, and a lot of you guys use this as well. So essentially, great tool to have in your pocket. It's important to calibrate it to your own eye and your own farm system, but I'm just going to show you now how a quick test. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either roll your SAT test or you can not roll it. I prefer to not roll, but just make sure when you're comparing things that you're either rolling or non-rolling. So grab a bit of grass from a few spots. You want to keep it kind of the same type of plant species, so you don't want to try and get any clovers in there. Then you'll need a wee garlic press. So this is the hard part. You get the garlic press and you are putting it in there. And now this is the tough part. This is where you need to be strong and have a good strong garlic press. So you're trying to get the sap out of these plants. So you want to be squeezing that onto there. You need a few drops. It's quite hard work. That hopefully will be enough there to cover off obviously the green part there. So then you want to put it at your light source so the sun's up there and you adjust it. So if you're seeing a sharp blue line where it goes blue to white in here, that means it's normally on the lower end of the Brix scale and you haven't got too much plant health going on, but you want to see more of a blurriness. So this one we've got a little bit of blurriness, but it's still relatively sharp where it comes across, and it's still quite a low Brix of about 3. So it's not a great result. We want to see it up around 16 or so for pasture. So the main takeaway here is that when you're doing this, there'll be differences throughout the day. Obviously with the sunlight catching the soil and catching in the plants, they'll have a lower Brix in the morning than they will in the afternoon, but it's quite important to actually check that that's working as well, because if your Brix isn't raising throughout the day, then there's something fundamentally wrong with the plants and the soil structure. So great wee tool, don't need to use it every day, but it's also just gives you some, I guess you could say, data for making decisions on farm and trying to understand how your soil health and your plant health is going along.